Hey everyone. Hello. I'm here to talk about dream life from a very real perspective. It's not going to be done up like I usually do, although I love a good put together, fully edited, fully aesthetic video. I really just wanted to talk a little about the ugly side of pursuing your dream life. And I don't want to be the person that has to cut everyone off if they don't align with the dream life that I envision for myself. I don't want to have to be the person that's a hard ass that doesn't let myself feel upset, impatient, and doubtful sometimes and let those emotions live. I don't want to be the person that acts like everything is perfect or that assumes that routine and perfection should or is the goal, but that it is a balance, an ebb and flow. And I'm trying to both help myself understand that as I go through this journey and express that to you guys, to everyone that watches these videos, simply because that's just not real. Today was one of those days where like the overwhelming stress of all the things that I decided to pursue in my life that would create that dream life are kind of hitting me, and I'm in a rut. It's been a week since I've really put together content. I know you can, what do they say? Just post it, girl. Just post the content. Yeah, whatever. But for me, what I create is usually a little bit backed by research, a little bit backed by some solidified information that I can give to y'all, knowing that it's going to be helpful in some way, or editing editing it in a way that feels good for my own brand and what I want to put out into the world. And it just makes it fun, makes it more aesthetically pleasing, because I'm that girl that likes that stuff. But I just wanted to be a little realistic that the doubts exist. I'm trying to convince myself that they don't, but they do. Not so much a doubt of it coming to fruition, just the when. I'm not a patient woman, if I'm being quite honest, and I'm working on that. And I think that along this journey, like, I'm trying to prove and convince to myself that I can be an inspiring person. I can motivate others while I still learn and fail and do things that aren't, exactly as the most inspiring person would be, I guess. And I'm trying to figure that out. And I'm trying to, what I wanted to go back to saying is that, I watch a lot of motivational content myself. That's why I wanted to get into this. I hear from my dad, who inspired me to do this too. And just like having the energy or feeling like I can commit and create this reality for myself, which I, in no doubt in my mind, still don't believe. It's just the methods that I see from other people aren't necessarily the ones that I want to commit to. I don't want to completely cut out somebody and never give someone another chance because of something that they did. Of course, they can be in a different position with a certain boundary in my life, but I don't want to do the things, I don't want to say I don't want to do the things necessary to create the reality that I want, but like I'll see a lot of rhetoric that's very cutthroat. Sacrifice. Cut off people, anyone who doesn't align with who you are or who you're going to be. I would have considered myself less of an emotional human being younger in my life than I think when I hit my 20s. It kind of came out of me a bit more. I think in the best way, because I hadn't really experienced much of that. There goes my cat using his little... He never fails to make noise in my videos. But I say all these things that are both for me and y'all. When I motivate, I'm motivating myself too, but becoming that person is a process. And having grace and having love for those people that necessarily aren't perfectly aligned with the dream life that I have in my mind is a part of what it means to have my own dream life. I don't know. I guess I never want this page to be telling you exactly what to do, because I don't know the answers, and the answers that I have or I've experienced work for me or are my methods that align with how I want to live. And I want to make that clear. And I do want you to know that some of it is personal experience. Some of it is, really trying to curate that vision for yourself and helping you guys figure out what that is for you, or helping you unlearn the things that you specifically have to unlearn. And that includes myself too. Me unlearning the idea that this other person's page or this other person that I'm inspired by for Dream Life Motivation doesn't necessarily have to be the story and the narrative that I put out on my own page. That having, that I get to make that decision, that I get to decide what that means to me. And then there's the side of me that doesn't have the answers to, following this dream or pursuing this passion. And when things don't feel like they're going my way, how do I make sure that I'm not feeding myself the mentality that this is not going to work out, that I have these doubts, but also still validating my emotions and allowing myself to express them and feel them and cry if I feel like crying, and without that feeling like it's me feeding into the idea that I don't think this is going to happen for me. Does that make sense? Because when we talk about manifestation, when we talk about all these things, like there's a podcast that I really like called Spiritual Shit by Alia Lovely, and she talks about this too. Like in the manifestation world, she is one of the few people of color that actually talks about these issues inside of the world of manifestation, in terms of, okay, it may be easier for somebody else to manifest this existence because they didn't have all these things holding them back. They didn't have all these traumas. They didn't have all these mindsets that they were born and they grew up with. And it's like knowing that there's nuance in this dream life shit. Like, yes, visualization is real. Yes, positive thinking is real. Yes, affirmations are real. They all do good things. But understanding that that's not the only thing, and that's not all that it takes to reach that point. And that if one thing works for somebody, one thing that works for somebody is not always going to work for somebody else. And it's a journey. And everyone has their own path. And that's my point too. Like, the thing is, when it comes to everything that I create, I know it's good shit. I know my shit doesn't stink. I know I create good content. I know I create great desserts. I know I create beautiful pictures. Like, I know all this. And I have no doubt about that. It's just I don't have patience. And when I think it's like, this is more about myself. When I am like so apt on creating a living off of my passions because I'm not going to compromise on that in my life. Like, I've always only done things that have related to a business that I love, that I'm passionate about, or a part-time job just to sustain me for whatever passions that I did want to pursue. Everything that I do now is everything that I would do if money didn't matter. But money does matter in this world. And because of that, it means that I have to make this create a stable life for me. It's like, I would love to do this without worrying about money, but I do. But we all do. Money is a reality of the world that we live in, and I'm gonna make it work for me, and that's okay. But being patient in that coming is a task for me. I think that's probably the hardest task. And I understand that I'm young, and it's not that I'm expecting to be a millionaire tomorrow, but I do expect myself to be making a stable living. And when you add that stress all together, it's not easy. And then you look at people who can do it so easily, who already have the money, who already have the things. And it's not out of a comparison that I'm mentioning this, but there is a level of ease in which I could go about following my dreams if I didn't have to worry about money. A level of ease that would cause less burnout, a level of ease that would allow me to be more excited and have more energy to do the things that I love, a level of ease that wouldn't require something to happen in a certain amount of time. And I say these things to be transparent, while these are also things I know I have to unlearn in some ways, because there are scarcity and money mindsets that can affect that for me. And this is the other thing, y'all. It's like, you can be so aware, you can be so honest with yourself and so truthful, and knowing where you falter, and knowing all the things that you need to do, or knowing like the person that you want to be to create the life you want to live, and you can still struggle to do it. It's like, what do they call that in therapy? You're intellectualizing your issues, or you're intellectualizing the things that you already know about yourself, but what are you actually doing to fix them? What are you actually doing to change that mindset, that thought, that behavior, I guess? I'm kind of rambling, y'all. This is kind of my stream of consciousness, but this is just how I'm feeling today. I was supposed to bake for my business and I couldn't bring myself to it. I do say that there's one thing that my coach of that baking business that I have has always said is like, if you're not feeling it that day, if you're really not feeling it, don't create. Don't create when you truly know that you're not in a good headspace to where whatever it is you're making is not going to come out good. And I don't want to do that because I don't want to have to make it again, and I don't want to be disappointed with the results. So I'm going to sit out, and this week I'm going to put out a sale on my business so I can get some and then just double my recipes for next week, because I need to sit with my emotions and feelings, and I think I need to get back consistent with my self-care, not just my physical self-care, but my mental self-care, my meditation, my journaling. I haven't journaled in like months, y'all. And I just posted a video about like a confidence boost, and some of those things I haven't been doing recently either. My room had been a mess forever. I just cleaned it today. Just getting dressed every day and feeling good and like washing my face. So this spread has only been like a week long, but even that feels like too much. Like, it was my birthday last week and I was enjoying that, but I also feel like I couldn't fully enjoy that because I knew there were so many other things that I wasn't doing. So I'm like, you know, I think a part of me is scared to share this stuff because it's like, oh, why should anyone? That'll affirm the mentality that I used to have, that like, oh, I can't be inspiring because I don't have my shit together. My shit is on its way together. I think I have a lot of my shit together, but not everything. But realizing that that is okay. And part of this page is putting out a new narrative, putting out a new mentality that, you know, we flow in seasons. Why don't we compare ourselves to the natural cycles of the world? Like, we're not supposed to be blooming 24 hours a day. We're not supposed to be blooming 365 days a year. You know what I mean? And so when that time comes, when I don't feel productive, when I don't want to do anything, that is okay. That it doesn't mean that I'm not, you know, on, you know. So yeah, I think I'm done rambling. I don't know if I'm gonna post this or my birthday vlog first. Thanks for listening. I hope you can relate a little bit, and I guess as much as this was for myself, I hope it also helps you in some way to validate your feelings while you are trying to chase your dreams. Understand that you may be fogged by other people's view of what your dream should be, and make sure you're clocking that shit and you're redirecting that and reevaluating what it is truly that you want for your dream life, what those things that you desire are, and deciding for yourself your values, who you want to be, what you want to be, without taking too much into consideration what other people are doing. Of course, you know, those people who are successful in the places that you want to be, there's always some inspiration, some wisdom to take from them, or else I wouldn't be here doing this, you know. But just taking everything, including what I say, with a grain of salt. And allowing yourself to feel the emotions of failure, of not feeling good about something happening in your life, of impatience, of doubt. And once you feel that, let it go and go back to a place where you know you the motherfucking shit. And that's kind of how I feel now. Okay, like I am feeling better. Talking this out, I am feeling a little bit better. I cried about 20 minutes ago, which was good. A necessary release. I woke up out of my little cry and looked directly at this book, The Epic of Humanity, and I haven't read anything in a while, so I think that was a sign for me to start reading something new. This is by Billy Carson and Matthew LaCroix. So I think I might do a little bit of that tonight too. But yeah, thank you for watching. I will see y'all next week, or maybe like in half a week, because this was kind of an out of the blue video that I didn't expect to create. So next week we're talking about focus, which I think is perfect for both of us. We can get right back into it. Take your time, take your rest, take your relaxation, take your self-care moments, but don't forget to still focus on the things that matter. And if pursuing your dream life is important to you, creating your own reality, then it's not something that you just give up on. So stay tuned. If you enjoyed, if you related, if you resonated, let me know in the comments. Give the video a like and subscribe if you'd like to stay for more motivational content, self-care content, and some vlogs here and there when life is fun. Just kidding, life is mostly fun. Oh my gosh, that sounded so my life is fun. I do have fun. I just usually like to curate my content more based on a topic rather than like just creating lifestyle content, although it, you know, it gets its moments. Wherever you're at, whatever time it is, good morning, good evening, good night. Love ya. Bye.